Well, you were just talking about uh, Drake London, who has not had a very good game. They lost to one of the teams in your game to watch last week. Actually, got shut out. So, what's that game to watch for this week, and what do you think about it?
Look, I'm very iffy to call something like this because I called the game to watch last week because the Falcons. Wait, was my game to no, my game to watch was Bengals Vikings.
Yes.
Okay, I called game to watch because of some bad intel essentially, and what I don't want to happen is the Panthers play really really good last week and then come out and spit a dud on the field this week. But right now they have one of the best defenses in the NFL numbers wise. We got the Panthers versus the Pats. Um, and you that spread there means that the Pats are favored by 5.5
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
in Carolina,
No, in
In New England.
New
in New
England.
England. Oh, oh,
That's where the points always are, is the home team. That helps you out.
it
Whichever side the numbers are on, that's
it
the
doesn't. But thanks.
he still doesn't
But
know.
yeah, look,
He doesn't know
the
ball.
the Patriots for the most part they have
Their defense
things
is
like they have
ass.
their scheme figured out on offense. They just like fumble the ball thanks to Ramondre Stevenson. And the Panthers have just been really scrappy's not the right word, but like formidable for a team that you don't really think twice about. Like their defense has played really well. Um, Bryce Young against bad defenses um, has played really well. So this is a game where I feel like there's going to be plenty of fantasy points, um, and not just one sided on the defense. I do even with how good the Panthers have played on defense. I think the Pats are still able to move the ball against them.
I think this is a week, if you're a Patriots fan or if you pay attention to fantasy football, I think this is the week for Travion Henderson. Stevenson has had a bad season last year with fumbles. He started off this season poorly with fumbles. Hasn't even really run the ball that well. I don't know what Mike Vrabel or the rest of the coaching staff may have against Henderson, but I think that gets stepped aside this week, and that's the route they're going to end up going. Maybe probably still splits snaps, but probably gets a majority of the share of the rushing attempts. Um, it's probably not the week that will happen for Stephon Diggs, uh, but expect within the next couple of weeks, Stephon Diggs is going to get it going. I think the defense for the Panthers is too good, but sometime within the next 2 weeks after this game, expect a breakout to start happening for Diggs.
That very well may happen, but I think the trend for the Patriots right now is continuing to pass to the tight ends. Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry are getting a lot of targets from Drake May. They seem to be like his favorite target so far this year and most of last year as well. I expect both of them to accumulate at least 10 to 15 targets throughout this whole entire game, get majority of their Drake May's passing yards.
Well, when you have a hard time reading defenses, you usually throw hospital balls over the middle for them, tight ends. So
They're
be on the
there.
lookout for that.
Are you insinuating that that's what Drake May has a problem with is reading defenses?
Potentially, that's what I'm seeing.
He doesn't know ball. He doesn't watch the film.
Why would I want to watch the Patriots?
Good point.
Well, that's definitely a game to pay attention to. I do think it's going to be a good game. It's two bad teams going up against each other. And hey, maybe the Panthers hit a spark last week, blowing out the Falcons. But we've got games of the week to get to. And the first one up is going to be Eagles Bucs. You got two undefeated teams. Bucs are 3.5 point dogs at home. You've got Mike Evans, who's going to be out. Chris Godwin has been practicing a little bit, but it doesn't seem like he'll maybe be fully healthy for this game for a lot of reps. So the only real receiver that they have out there for the Bucs is going to be Egbuka, and they'll have Cade Otton at tight end. They're really going to
Sterling
be,
Shepard.
yeah, Sterling Shepard, who's got a good rapport with Baker Mayfield, but as an NFL receiver, hasn't been all that great, especially if he's going to be one of the top two options. It's probably going to be a run heavy game from the Bucs. Good thing is both running backs know how to catch the ball out of the backfield. Rashad White and Bucky Irving. So expect heavy loads for those two in this game, especially
Heavy
against
loads.
a very good defense like the Eagles. They're going to have to work to spread them out. Defensive back wise, they've been a little bit weaker. Obviously, they've got Cooper DeJean, who's very good, but the rest of the DBs there haven't been up to par for where they've been over the last couple of seasons. So it's going to be a lot of quick passes from Baker Mayfield because he's going to be on the run from Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter quite often. From the Eagles' standpoint, they're probably just going to run the ball a lot as they usually do, and noodle arm Jalen Hurts is going to be throwing a couple of passes, and they're going to look really bad.
Now, when
Fair
it
enough,
gets
but
down to it, that hook route to
It's going
AJ
to be there.
Brown is going to be there.
It's going to be there. But they're going up against, I would say, even like as good of a defense that the Rams have. I think the Bucs may have a little bit better of a defense in terms of
Oh,
defensive backs. I think they're
you're not touching on the biggest story of the week though. The Bucks feel like they have what it takes to stop the tush push.
yeah, they
Vita
did go
Vea,
and
They
pick
yeah.
up
re-signed 400-pounder Desmond
Howard, not Howard.
Watson.
What? Yeah, Watkins
Let's look this up, or else we're finding all of us.
I didn't say shit.
You're getting fined.
for not
Okay.
saying shit.
But how does it feel that one of the last losses that Jalen Hurts started a full game was against the Buccaneers last
It is
year?
Desmond Watson.
And they smacked the Eagles whenever they played them last year. Does that give you a better feeling for the Bucks being underdogs in this game?
Man, it's going to be tough because what the last time they played him, they still had Mike Evans. They didn't have Chris Godwin all of for majority of last season, but they
Week
still had
four of
Mike
last
Evans.
year.
Um, that's when they won. Was week 4 of last year?
Yep.
Got it. So then they did still have Mike Evans at that point in time. Not having him now is a big miss. It's a big miss. They're going to have to really game plan against this very good defense. They're going to have to try and give Baker enough time. In which case, that offensive line really hasn't. Like, Baker's had to run for his life quite a bit
But they're also
in some of
they're
those
are they not
games.
getting Tristan Wirfs back this week? I
That's a
believe
great
they
question.
are.
They could
I really
be.
think
They
so.
very well could be. It's going to be a great matchup either way. I think it's going to end up being a defensive battle with low score. Don't if you have a Mika Ibuka, you're probably going to start him because that's the only receiver they have, and you probably should. But the outcome of that is probably not going to be what you hope for.
If I might have been smart to include this on the just the tips, but if Godwin doesn't play, I feel like you gotta plug Sterling Shepard in there somewhere. Like he's gonna get some decent looks, especially
Even
if
if Godwin
Godwin's
does
in there.
play, you probably should play. If you have an opportunity and
He's
you're
gonna get a
like
lot of
low at
targets.
receiver, you probably should be putting in Sterling Shepard.
My game of the week. I'm going Colts Rams. Look, Colts are obviously coming out the gates hot. Um, Possibly playing the best football in the league right now. The Rams are probably really pissed off about the way they lost to the Eagles last week and looking to bounce back. It's in LA. It's going to be difficult for the Colts, um, but just good football. Like Jonathan Taylor going up against a formidable D line. How well does that play out for the Colts? Was not worth it to me putting Jonathan Taylor on the sit-'em list, trying to be super bold because I still feel like he's going to get his. Um, the Colts offense, I don't see them just like laying down for the Rams, but I also could easily see the Rams D line getting to Danny Jones and rattling him a little bit. You know, maybe this is the first game that they don't quite have a handle on the game. I mean, I know Colts Broncos was really close, but um, I think the Colts still felt pretty good about what they were doing on offense in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
they're running into a tough team. As much as I think the Bucs maybe have a little bit better defense, that shouldn't degrade what the Rams actually have on the defensive side. This is the toughest test the Colts are going to face, obviously, so far this year.
I think that the Colts are obviously not going to score as much as they have in the previous weeks, but with the way that offense is moving right now, it doesn't really matter what type of defense they play. They've come out and played a great game on offense. Daniel Jones is the real deal so far this year. I don't think he's going to fall off the cliff just yet. I think it'll be later on the season where he actually does fall off that cliff.
I'd say still expect them to have a good, like really strong game. Michael
Solid
Pittman
to very
Jr.
good performance.
Michael Pittman Jr. has been very solid. He's been very good, and then just being a leader in that wide receiver room, putting up the fantasy points, putting up all the yards. But the leader in that offense is without a doubt Jonathan Taylor. Expect for them to still like they're going to stack the box. They're going to try and stop Jonathan Taylor, and that's going to be their that's good. That will probably be the Rams' downfall on the defensive side because they're not going to be playing against an Eagles team with a quarterback who has a limp noodle arm. They're going to be playing against a team in Daniel Jones at quarterback who could still sling the thing. And I think we are going to get a high scoring game here. Expect a lot out of Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr. From the Colts side and from the Rams side. Probably expect a couple touchdowns from Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Kyron Williams has not been very good this season, so expect the
He's
both of them to get the majority of
Ky-
this year.
Kyron's had one bad game. He's been pretty decent the other two games. He's
Yeah,
put up a
he's
lot
been
of
fine.
yardage. Like this will be I
In
think this will be
garbage
his
time,
touchdown scoring game. No.
in garbage time,
He put up like 80 yards against the Eagles in the first half last week and scored a touchdown. Now, is that garbage time to you?
yeah, for
It's
him,
garbage time because they let him come back and win the game. Like they should have won it. It's garbage time because it meant nothing to them.
meant nothing.
Help them create that lead though.
What's your game of the week, numbnuts?
I know you're not talking to me, damn it. Because this game has two of
You're
your
the only one
stardoms in
left.
it.
And look at what
Th-
game you picked. You freaking jerk off.
This game has two players from your stardom list, Tybo. How do
That
you not want to
doesn't
watch this game?
doesn't mean it's gonna be
Bears
game of the
versus
week.
Raiders. If you're expecting them to start them for fantasy, you're expecting
Say it
points.
again.
What else
Say it
do you
again
not want?
clearly for the
Bears
listeners.
versus Raiders.
Bears
Raiders are fav
Raiders. This man wants you to watch Bears Raiders.
Raiders are favored by 1.5. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise,
Caleb Williams.
surprise.
Why do I keep doing that? Caleb Williams is apparently top four in fantasy, so he's going to be going off, throwing the ball at least. Uh, this is the week Ashton Genty is apparently going to go off too. So go ahead. That's offensive explosion right there. What more do you want from this game?
Offensive explosion.
I don't know what more do you want from this game, Tybo. It's all right there for you. This is strictly off your stardom.
Okay. I'm talking about fantasy, like not what's going to be like the best to watch. I'm just talking about fantasy points.
There's
Injustice.
going to be a lot of fantasy points. Caleb Williams is going to be throwing it out to Roma Dunze a lot. He has a great connection with
Well,
him.
look, the last time I said that on air, like the last week, nothing. The offenses didn't do diddly squat. It was Minnesota's defense that scored all the fantasy points.
It's a different game now. You didn't do just the tips last week. You did game of the watch. That's
Just
different.
just the tits.
Just the tips.
There's not
And
anything that I've seen from the Raiders, offensively or defensively, that excites me in this game. Ashton Genty, while Tybo says put him on the stardom list, and I like his stardom list, they're going up against a very good Bears defense. Again, last year we've kind of touched on this. Last year
Not
they
great
were
at
on the
stopping the
field.
run.
They were on the field a ton last year, and that's primarily why they were just getting run down in the games. They just lost one of their top DBs, Jalen Johnson. He's out indefinitely with a groin injury that will need surgery. No telling when he'll be back at the moment, but they've still got some great defensive guys out there to be able to stop the pass, and Raiders don't really have much in terms of passing game. I like Geno a lot, but the offensive line is horrid. And the Bears do rush the quarterback very well. Are they going to be able to stop Ashton Genty? Do they have a good rushing defense? Not not the best, but it's also the Raiders. And with that porous of an offensive line, I don't think it's going to be able to help much. We just talked about last week in the postgame show how Ashton Genty has like 115 yards, but he's got 145 yards from contact, from initial contact or something like that. So they're going to be in the backfield all day. Ashton Genty's going to be fighting from behind like he usually does. On the Bears side, Caleb Williams is playing fantastic. DeAndre Swift has poor vision as a runner, but great vision as a receiver. They're going to be thrown out of the backfield all day. Expect Rome Odunze to come away with, I don't know, no less than 2 touchdowns.
Would you bet that?
After the touchdowns he's already had this season, that doesn't happen like that. He's not, it's not gonna be Roma Dunze that scores.
Raiders defense is bad. 2 touchdowns.
What about on the other side of this, Trey Tucker? Do you think he's going to get a touchdown this week after having three last week?
No. I'm telling you, dude, I like the Bears pass defense is really strong out there. I don't think that the Raiders are going to be able to do much in the air in this game. I think it'll still be a solid game, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much from the air.
It
It's
sounds like you
it,
think the game's gonna be pretty one-sided.
I don't know how the Raiders are favored in this game. I'll say that.
yeah, that makes no
Ridiculous.
sense at all.
Did they win
I
last
don't
week?
care that
No, they lost big time.
they have one win, the Raiders, and it was week
And that's the
one against the
Patriots.
Patriots.
And the Bears just beat the Cowboys, am I wrong?
They
Yes.
smacked them
Why in the world would the Raiders be favored?
because they're in Vegas. That's the only reason.
I mean, to
Home
be
team
fair,
gets
it's the
what?
Cowboys, so it's not like it's worth a whole lot when you're beating the Cowboys, especially when you're down CeeDee Lamb for 98% of the game. The Bears' only win comes against the Cowboys, but they played the Vikings, who have a very solid defense, very tightly in week one, and obviously get blown out by the Lions, who we know are a good team, at least talent wise.
You still questioning the coaching staff over there, buddy?
I really am. I really am. I'd like to see a little bit more.
Well, okay.
But I question everything about the Raiders, and